Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever fishing video on the channel. In a previous video I mentioned about the name change and why. So yeah, this is just going to be the first fishing one. So it's Friday, it's been raining all week. I've been trying to get out fishing all week. Just finished work and literally the sun came out and it was like, you know what, I've got a fishing kit in the car, on my way home, let's nip to the lake. And I can share with you a little piece of my paradise. I'm just going to turn the camera around if I can. How do we do that? And this is the view from my chair. There we go. So the idea is I'm not trying to make, be a fishing tutorials video or compete with any of the other proper fishing channels. I do follow quite a lot of them and learn from a lot of them. So there'll be very little technical talk because they're way better fishermen than I am. But the reason, everybody fishes for a different reason. Some people like to catch target species, big fish, little fish, numbers of fish, competitions. For me, fishing is about mental health. It's about giving you your own little space, your own breath of fresh air, and it is proper fresh air, and you're amongst the trees, you're amongst nature, you're away from the general public and strangers and people cutting you up and getting in your way and generally getting on your nerves. And the rush, obviously living in Kent, it seems crazy. Everybody's in so much of a rush, and going fishing just allows you just to sit and be, just exist, just observe what's around you and enjoy nature, enjoy water, the skies, the weather, the trees, and just peace, tranquility. And this lake here, where I am now, is 20 minutes from my house. It's halfway between work and home, and it is just, it's lovely. The fish in here are not big. They're not big fish at all. And I think that does put a lot of fishermen off, which for me is great because it's such a beautiful environment. I'm going to turn the camera around again, and this is sort of the path down from the little car park of the fishing, and behind my where I'm fishing is woods. And about 4 or 5 weeks ago I was sitting here fishing, my usual little spot right here, and literally down there by the gazebo, out popped a small deer, and it stopped and it looked at me and it just stood there for ages just looking, and it was such a, I was just blown away. It was just like definitely the icing on the cake. So yeah, it's just such a nice, peaceful, tranquil spot. You can hear the motorway in the background, but it's a constant drone, and once you've been here for literally a few minutes, you don't hear it anymore. And you can hear the birds in the trees, and it's just such a nice place just to sit, even if it's just for a couple of hours on the way home, just to unwind and chill and just be you. So we better get a line on, get some bait in the water, and see if we can catch one or two fish. I'm pole fishing today simply because with pole fishing you can travel very, very light, and you can just chuck it in the car, tin of sweet corn, a few pellets, small tackle box, and just leave it in the car, so that when you get an opportunity you can just pull up and fish. And that's what we're doing today. Enjoy. So my fishing story starts like many other fishermen or fisher person. My dad taking me fishing. We fished with a little quill float, 2 rubber bands, hook, some maggots. Sat there all day in the sun with my packet of sandwiches on my little orange and brown deck chair, and didn't see any fish activity all day. It was as boring as hell, and I hated it. A couple of months later we went sea fishing, and that was a totally different ball game, and I absolutely loved it. And most of my fishing life has been sea fishing. Oh, look at that, we got a bit of carp activity not far from our float. Even had my own boat at one point, or a joint boat with my fishing buddy Keith, who you will no doubt meet in one of these videos at some point. He's just moved house, so he's hasn't found his fishing gear yet, which I'm a bit disappointed of, because if I moved house, that's the first thing I'd go and find. But nevertheless, so yeah, sea fish like crazy. Used to make all my own rigs, you know, target different species. Obviously you fish different times a year, look into the science of fishing, and there are so many variables. It's just so difficult. You're never going to get the, you know, the recipe for the perfect fishing setup on any one day. But that's a different story. But one of the things I have learned about fishing is keep it simple. You can catch a fish on a line and a hook with a bit of bait. If you overcomplicate things, there's more to go wrong. So keep it simple and enjoy it. You know, if you want to get out fishing, it's very easy. It's not a difficult sport to get into at all. Just keep it simple all the time. Keep it simple. You know, you don't have to catch fish. If I don't catch fish tonight, I won't be going home going, oh, I didn't catch fish, because I'm sitting out here in the fresh air, almost blue sky, and obviously I've had quite a bit of a gap off YouTube on the walking bit for quite a while, partly because of lockdown, mainly because of personal reasons and mental health. And my mate said to me, he said, you know, you love getting outdoors, you love trees, you love nature, and you love fishing, so why not come carp fishing or freshwater fishing? I'm like, it's not proper fishing. You know, you're fishing in a bucket. It's a lake. Fish can't go anywhere. It's not like they're migrating across the Mediterranean to warmer waters. They're here. But he did convince me because of the whole nature thing, and sitting here amongst the trees, and in a setting like this, it's just so chill. So I went fishing with Keith, used my sea fishing gear, like some of my lighter stuff, done a bit of coarse fishing, caught a few fish, and I sat and I looked and I breathed and I relaxed, and it just hit me. It was just like, this is absolute affection. We've got a bit of swirling going on, and I haven't been sea fishing since. I'm not giving sea fishing up, far from it. I love mackerelling, especially on light gear with a single Dexter wedge. Go out charter fishing on boats, love it, yeah. So I'm not going to give sea fishing up, no way. And now I do so many different types of fishing. Boat fishing, pier fishing, beach fishing, carp fishing, predator fishing for pike and perch, rivers, sewers, I've got a fishing kayak now, all sorts of fishing, pole fishing, fly fishing. The only thing I don't do is sort of crossbow fishing and spear fishing. But just getting out next to the water. There's no one here today on this lake. I'm here on my own. Probably because it's been raining all week and it hasn't exactly looked great today. But and like I said, there's not massive fish in here. So it's not a high on the highest venue on a fisherman's list, but it's certainly high on my list because it's on my doorstep and it's just gorgeous. There we go. Fish on. That's only one of the smaller ones, but come here, little sod. Oh, he's tearing off again. There we go. In the net. There we go. Definitely one of the smaller ones. There we go. There he is. Beautiful little fish. Let's get it back. So the camera battery was running out, so I switched it off. And caught a few roach, scared the carp that I caught, scared the rest off. Caught a few roach and kept feeding, and the carp came back, and I managed to hook a slightly bigger one. There he is. He put up quite a bit of fight, and got him in the net. So definitely one of the better fish in the lake. So really pleased with that. And I think with that, I'm probably going to call it a day, because it has just started to turn nippy, and I want to go home and get some tea. So getting back, and I'm going to pack up and go home. Thanks for watching.